This is too funny. I didn't think I was gonna get this to work. We're live, unannounced, as always. As always. Hi, everyone. I'm the one person I'm doing an Instagram story to let people know, since I love to go unannounced live. Live on YouTube. Imagine I had the ability to put a link in here, but Instagram says only the upper echelon can have that ability. Some bullshit. Wait, I'm on Gwen's private story. That's period. Hello, everyone. Hi. Guys, so I was literally just recording a video. I tried it twice, actually. 3 times, actually. So I started recording, and then a minute 30 into the first video, I had my windows open and the dogs were howling next door. Then I restart and I get 30 minutes into it and I'm like, bitch, I'm literally just reading. Like, it was not how I wanted it to go. So I stopped it there, and then I did a third video, and I think I got like 20 minutes into it, and I was like, I'm not happy with this either. So I stopped it, because that one I was getting like too annoying, at least in my mind. Lord knows what. I'm trying to pull up a white thing so it's not like so. White. Of course, that's on my search history, right? I'm like, nobody can see that. Well, that didn't work. So I stopped the third video and I said, we're gonna take this as a sign. Hi, Chrissy. How are you? So we're gonna take that as a sign and stop. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go live, and that way I can't. If I start talking and I'm getting passionate, like I have to just post. Well, I don't have to post it, but I'll be able to talk to people. And I feel like maybe that would be better. So that's what I decided to do. Oh my gosh, 7 people in here. Whoa, what's going on? You guys, how are you? Please say hello in the chat. I've missed everyone. Oh, right as I say 7 people, it goes on to 5. Stop, Griffin. Why are you looking over there? Wait, I can create a poll. Oh my goodness. What should I do? Oh my goodness. I'm good. How are you? I was just researching what the difference is between hi-fi and lo-fi. I still don't know. Lo-fi is like, I think of it as like low quality. I know that sounds terrible, but she's giving low quality. Like this kind of mic would be it, but I'm using a Blue Yeti down here. So I think this is considered Kimberly. How are you? So I think this is considered hi-fi. Hi-fi. How's everyone? Thesis, how have you been? I've been on my same old shit. Same old shit. Up and down like the motherfucking roller coaster. So Chrissy, you must be. Oh my gosh, you adore me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was just gonna say, so that like I'm the reading comprehension, which I did fail one of my state standardized English tests back in like the 7th grade. So I did. You just broke my fast Ramadan going on for me. Oh my gosh. I just saw something on Instagram that was like how to help your friends going through Ramadan, like tips on like things you can do. is Ramadan? Is it like 2 weeks? 10 days? A month? 30 days? Wow. I am so white and uncultured. I disgust myself. I am so sorry. Now, is Ramadan, I believe Ramadan's part of like religion, correct? Like, would it be like Lent? Would it be like Lent for Christians or Catholics? Yes, it is. I'm Muslim. Oh my gosh, that's great. I just hate, no, I don't hate religion, but I was just, when I was recording my video talking about obesity, like a lot of the negative attitudes towards weight has come from Anglo-Saxon Protestant heritage / Catholic Christians. So, and I was raised Catholic, so, and you know, of course, there's absolutely going to be people who take things a step further and say they hate gays. So not all Catholics hate gays, but because I am gay, I've stepped away from religion, or organized religion, I should say. I think I've talked about this before. But if I were to have kids, I would raise them learning about all different religions, not necessarily practicing one specific one, but I think that it's super important because religion is such a huge thing in so many cultures that I would want them to learn all of them so that they could be mindful and better than I am. Like the fact that I don't know enough about Ramadan, my kids would know about Ramadan because I think that you should know about at least a general overview of everything so you can, I don't know, be a well-rounded person, I guess. Something I'm not. I want to do a poll because this sounds so fun. So let me do something like, let me do this. I'm reading my son. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, put a poll in. I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. I put a poll in, everyone. I said, was your Friday good? So we'll see. So yeah, so yay. Fridays were good so far. So yeah, so I was talking a little bit about weight. I think, I don't know if you guys heard, I said this before, maybe some people got here. I am reading about like why and how we got to this obsession with weight and obesity, and I'm gonna do a research project on it, kind of like how I did my cannabis project. And I am like so fascinated. I've finished 2 books so far. I have compiled like a ton of journal articles, and I definitely will be looking for more once I like dive deeper into this. I am done with clinicals, and I'm actually currently working as a medical assistant 2 days a week at the last office, the last rotation I was at, which is a child ENT or a pediatric ENT. Sydney, thank you. You know I love my research, and with my own struggles, like always trying to be moral. I think I talked about the id, the ego, and the super ego. I struggle sometimes with like knowing if things are what the right thing to do is, which is like, what is right, first of all. And so a good way for me to answer that question, Wegovy, stop it. I used to have the drug reps come to I think it was internal medicine, and let me think. Let me try to remember what Wegovy is without looking it up. I think it's a gliptin. Not a gliptin. I think it's a GLP-1. I think it's... Oh, shit. I forgot my... GLP-1. Period. I think it's a GLP-1. That's awesome. Corporations horrible additives in our food. So Kim, let me touch on Mia. I will touch on that in a second. Kim, I think without talking about this research that I'm doing, I think the GLP-1s out of all of our medicines that we have did y'all see that? I think it was a piece of dust. Out of all the medicines we have to help with weight and even it is, I think, GLP-1s I know for sure are used for diabetes. Also, they are great drugs. What I would want to go on if I were to have diabetes or to want a medicine to help with weight loss, I think Wegovy's injectable. I think there is a GLP-1 that came out that was an oral. I think it was something with an O. It's been a hot minute since I've been in family medicine. I miss it. I used to be so good at this stuff. What was the O1? Hold on. My mouth is so dry. Rebelsis. Which I didn't even need to look. It's right here. They're all the same. They're all the same semaglutide. And there's an oral form, a form for diabetes, and a form for weight loss. Yep. Okay, so maybe I haven't lost it. Okay, so Mia says, right, so Mia, absolutely you're right. That is one of the parts in this book that I was talking about. Before I got onto live, I was doing a video and I stopped doing it. She recommended Ozempic too, but Wegovy is a little more effective. Yes, so I believe it has to do with a dosing thing. I think Ozempic is only in so many milliliters per vial versus Wegovy, and I think you can do Wegovy more frequent or higher dose Wegovy. Or they wanted to redo the patent on the same fucking drug and wanted to get your money. And it's likely both together. Not the phone making the noise. Ozempic. Hold on. Ozempic is you. No. Images. Come on. So go to injection weekly. Novo Nordisk. Oh yeah, it's the dose. It's 2.4 milligrams versus 1.0 milligrams weekly. And then you titrate it up, I believe. Mia, so I was talking a little bit about the corporations. Y'all hear that noise? There's money in every aspect of this huge push, this huge obesity epidemic, right? So you've got money in creating all of these foods, which you get a profit from adding shelf life, right? So the agricultural industry, when it became revolutionized and industrialized, it has become such a very, almost like a monopoly, to the fact that one company can't sell their products for much lower than the other company, right? So it's pretty uniform across the board, and so because of that, these companies aren't making a profit, and so they decided to turn to products that had preservatives, things like chips and pop, and those are all profitable because they're tasty and last a long time and cheap to make. And so that has led for a huge supply of food to the public that love loves choice and loves satiating, any kind of hunger they might have or desire or craving. And you also have a very leisurely society. We've turned from being workers, hunters, gatherers, foragers, to people who work in a very service-based economy. Things are industrialized, technology is a thing, and so, we don't do much anymore. We drive too because of the urbanization. We drive around, we don't even walk around anymore. So, after working a 9 to 5 job in our crazy society that, recommends we all just work ourselves to death, only the few that can afford it are expected to go to the gym and work out because being able to. I'm a claims adjuster in a healthcare, and I can tell you the amount of money the U.S. spends on healthcare is outrageous. Yeah. They call it the health industrial complex. That is Sheridan. Hi, Friday lovers. Yeah, it's really sad, and so it's one of those things, unfortunately, that I don't know how it could end without, a friggin' coup, because our government is absolutely infiltrated by lobbyists and big food and big pharma and big agriculture. And so, of course, they're making laws and changing the definitions of things, and our medical people profit off of this as well, which disgusts me because I'm going into this. Yes, absolutely. It is absolutely an effective late-stage capitalism, and it is the progress paradox, which is that we pretty much are in a stage where most of us are where earlier versions of humans wanted to be, being able to sit around and eat whatever we wanted and do whatever to have and do and say whatever we want, when we want, how we want it. And we are selfish and disgusting, and we are more miserable than we ever have been. So although we may have progressed to where we wanted to be, what was the cost? So yes, Mia. So if anything, it kind of is giving me a little bit of relief learning about all this. Whoa, this is way above my pay grade. I'm not fighting the entire health industrial complex here. But at the same time, so that makes me feel okay, with all of this stuff that I'm reading and learning, I need to stop worrying about my weight so much. We've become obsessed with weight and for no reason, right? And well, I think that's kind of what my conclusion is so far from what I've read, and it's a shaky conclusion until I read more. And if I read that, weight, which I doubt from what I've read so far, is correlated with health and all this stuff that it's said to be. Behold a pale horse, not specifically about weight, but shows the government behind the curtain. Okay. Let me copy this. Hold on. I've been reading like a motherfucker lately. I used to hate reading, and because of my passion for reading, I can actually probably do nothing. Wink, hold on. I'm not doing anything illegal. Everyone hold your horses. Behold a pale horse, Australian war studies. Behold a pale horse confronting 21st century plagues. British Journal of Infection Control. Girl, what? Hold on, my sister's calling. Okay, I found it. It's got a cute cover. So I've got like all these books I want to read, and then I was like, as I'm reading more about how religion has impacted our society, I was like, okay, well then, how did religion come to be so big? And then I was kind of reading about the history of Rome, because that's kind of where Catholicism has come from, Roman Catholic. And what is that noise? Y'all hear it? Am I crazy? So it's like a little hum, y'all. Oh, I think it's my computer. So as I'm reading about religion and stuff, and then it relates to like our history or like global history that I didn't pay attention to in social studies, I was like, I want to reread about our human history. And I started reading about that. Like I could honestly quit my day job and just read, and I would be so happy. Which is why I am home on a Friday night, not doing anything. JK, I'm always home on a Friday night. Just kidding. I was going out for a little bit on Fridays. So, how's everyone else doing? So, yeah. Could I be any more awkward? So, yeah. So, let me talk about some of the things I've been researching while I've been away, because this is all I do, right? Like, this is literally all I do. So, I did a PowerPoint presentation to finish off my research class on syncope. So, I did a whole presentation and research on syncope, which is passing out. Miss Kimberly, not yet. I graduate May 21st. I take my boards on June 1st, and then I'm done. It's crazy. Oh my god, do you hear my laptop going off? That's what it is. Bitch, you need to chill. It's ugly. Let me close out some of these applications. She's freaking out. She's literally having a bitch fit right now. Thanks, Kimberly. Do you listen to any other ASMR artists? If so, who's your fave? Absolutely, I listen to ASMR, and I can tell you who. Who have I been listening to recently? Do you know who came up that I haven't seen in a while? Bitch, not my picture showing up. Bitch, not my picture showing up. I'm sorry. That's a slow delay. Or that's a quick delay. Like, that's not even a delay. Wow. Sorry. Oh my god. What a nerd. Wait, so let me go to my history. Sorry. So quiet, and then I do that. Of course, ASMR Slay is one of my faves. Why is my volume up all the freaking way? How embarrassing. ASMR Slay. ASMR All Pass is great. In between all my like Overwatch and League of Legends clips in my history, I've also got ASMR stuffed in here sometimes. So, of course, Crispy Tingles ASMR is my king. Who was it that just came up not too long ago? Oh, you know what video came up in my recommended from a person who you don't have access. From a person who I haven't seen posted forever. Tingly Shoop ASMR is great. Oh my god, you know what I love? Kira ASMR. She is a queen. Pisces Whispers, I adore. Always have. Oh, Restful Tingles. That's what I was looking for. Restful Tingles is an absolute legend. I used to watch his video all the time. His mouse sounds videos were the bomb diggity. And he disappeared for a while, but he came back, kind of like how I be doing. And I was watching his videos recently. They're so good. How did I first learn about ASMR? I first learned about ASMR, so my first experience with ASMR was like in the 2nd grade. I think we talked about it before. My first experience with ASMR, I had seen, I think I told this story too, I had seen a sneaker unboxing on YouTube. That was my first ever ASMR video. And I remember watching it and thinking like, why the fuck are they whispering? And when I, like later on, maybe months or maybe even years later, I don't even remember how it came up, but I was like, oh my god, is that what that video was? And sure enough, I tried to look for it again. I couldn't find it, but so I don't know technically. So my first experience of ASMR was in the 2nd grade. My first time watching an ASMR video was at sneaker unboxing, and then learning about it, I don't remember that one. It was like, how did I learn about it? I remember like Googling it or Wikipediaing it, and it was like, oh my god, wait, that's what I've experienced. So then I like went and Googled it, of course, or not Google, watched on YouTube, like searched on YouTube, trying to find that first video, and then I like stumbled onto gentle whispering and the whole shablam. The typical story. I sounded like Tina Burger. I think that's Tina, the mom. The typical story. Oh, that wasn't good. See, when I try, it's not good. I watched ASMR. I would watch ASMR ironically, but then inevitably got hooked, of course. I gotta tell you guys, these kids on the TikToks doing the ASMR are legends. They're better than some of the ASMR I've seen on YouTube. I absolutely love all the triggers they've come up with, like the little water things. I die. But what kills me is that, like, one person will start with something and then they're all doing it, which I get. I get it. But there's something about originality. Like, you can't mimic this mess. Like, I didn't even make my bed. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna freaking go with it. I'm just gonna turn on the camera and go with it. This is lo-fi. To that person I was talking about hi-fi versus lo-fi earlier, I said this was hi-fi because of my Yeti mic. Do we see this setup? Do we see it? I thought this was hi-fi. Please. My own biggest critic. This isn't hi-fi. This is lo-fi. So yeah, that was my ASMR story. It took me forever to finish it, but that's what it is. Any other questions? I feel terrible that I blasted that noise so loud. That's so embarrassing. I feel bad. My tummy is grumbling quietly. Hello, Mario. Where's Luigi? You guys, I want to play some Overwatch right now. My sister's coming home and we're gonna play. She's getting off of work. Guys, my question. Ooh, let me do a new poll. Let me do a new poll. Do I have to wait? Here it is. Like 12 people voted. I'm so glad everyone's Friday was good. Should I? Okay, so I'm trying to grow out my beard yet again. This is such a shallow poll as opposed to how was your Friday? You know I've been doing the mustache forever. I want to try to. I've been thinking about growing out the beard, but every time it gets to like this stage and I feel like it's so patchy, I'm like, just shave it the fuck off. Because I clearly don't have the genetics to have a full beard, at least in my mind. So I'm shallow and I want other people's opinions on what they think I should try. So it looks like 100% beard so far, but I'll leave it up because the last one got 12 votes. So one of the other things that's like really changed since I last was like recording all the time. I've had like a spiritual awakening with humans, which is like therapy and healing my inner child. Is kind of realizing how complex we each are and how important we each are. And like obviously I always be spreading the, like, you gotta know that you're perfect just the way you are, but it's and everyone's so complex, but it is so true. Like I believed it, but the more I get older, the more I'm like, wait, I'm giving you the tea. So I've been doing therapy obviously for a hot minute. My sister started therapy, and now my parents have started therapy, and we're all trying to heal our inner child because guess what? That shit passes down in generational trauma. So, like, my parents growing up, like, my dad had a pretty good childhood. He had 4 brothers. His parents didn't get divorced. Like, this white cis het male, he didn't experience adversity once in his growing up, other than he told me like he was an outcast in high school. Like, give me a break. Give me a break, Scott. He watches these videos sometimes, so love you. My mom, on the other hand, had quite an interesting childhood. Abusive family, and because of that, she's had a tough time, like, emotionally maturing. And I mean that with love. Like, I'm truly saying this with love. Like, she is a human just like I am, and she is a consequence of, nature and nurture, of course. And so I think she's predisposed to, like, depression because her mom was depressed, and, that's environmental and genetic, and, that unfortunately those aspects have gotten passed down to us. And so there were parts of her childhood that she really wanted to do better about, like being financially helpful and being very loving, in the sense that my mom never really got told, that her mother loved her, things like that. So she changed certain things, but other things weren't really healed because therapy wasn't a thing, right? So we're in the process of kind of coming to grips with that, and my mom kind of listening to me tell her, like, oh, you've caused this trauma, which there's 2 aspects to it, right? There's the I have to heal from it being passed down to me, but at the same time I want my mom to heal, and I understand that she's a victim of it too. And so I play both sides, and my therapist is like, it's a lot we gotta go through, but I think that it's really important, and I think not enough families do this. I'm hoping it's beneficial. I hope that we can get to a point of healing some of those traumas, but it's gonna take time. Does anyone relate? It's real quiet in the chat. And I'm talking about really personal stuff, like a loser. So I've been very in this realm of like everything you say and do to a person can impact their brain biology and their neurocircuitry. And like one of the things I was thinking about is like when we scare kids when they're younger, like I think that definitely impacts their brain chemistry and circuitry. So I'm like, I want to, because I work with kids. Oh, period. Thanks for the comments. So before I look at them, I always want to scare kids because I work work at a pediatric ENT office, ear, nose, throat office, and like sometimes I just want to scare the shit out of these kids because they're so fucking annoying sometimes. But I'm like, I don't want their adrenal glands to hypertrophy because of me, and then they're gonna have excess cortisol, which causes anxiety. Because one of the theories behind chronic anxiety or like generalized anxiety disorder is like we're always in this fight or flight mode, and cortisol can be off balance, whatever. Okay, so Mia says it's hard to separate the parent label and realize that our parents are human and have their own things going on like us. Yes, so true, Mia. And it's like a hard thing too to realize because I do want to be forgiving and understanding, but at the same time, like you're not free of what's the word? Like you also like I'm no different than you are, right? You could have done this and not passed it down to me. I'm sure it's not easy and it might not even end with me. I don't even know if I want to have kids anymore, but I could possibly still pass down some of these things to my kids, and I hope that they would be understanding. Accountability, yes. But my mom, because her mother was not nurturing and very loving in that sense, I read an article and I sent it to my mom. She has a tough time with reflective functioning, or reflective functioning, which is the ability to look outward and reflect inward, which is the idea of like, why are my kids acting this way? Let me try to understand from their point of view, or like why they're doing this, or what my own biases and traumas may project onto this, and like being very, emotionally intelligent of what's going on. My mom wasn't able to do that and mature in that realm, and so even trying to have her take accountability is quite tough because she only hears my kid, who I tried so hard, thinks I'm a shitty mother, and I try so hard to tell her, Mom, I think you're wonderful. You're a human just like the rest of us. We can't go back now. I'm obviously a good kid. You've got 3 good children. Like, you weren't a terrible mother, but there were definitely things that, maybe shouldn't have been done or whatever. Obviously, it is all relative. Did you? Yo, I'm dead. Okay, wait, let me read. It's amazing that your entire family is doing that. I love my therapist. Yeah, it's honestly amazing. It took coercing, basically. Many crying times of me saying, like, please do this. And I remember one of the most beautiful things I cried and said to my mom is like, you always say you don't want me to have any like hardships in my life. You wish you could take it all away. So please help me and don't make me do this on my own. Like, I don't want to heal all of the trauma. I need help, So I think that kind of hit a side of her. Refined Rose Makeup says, I think it's amazing that you're all in therapy. More families should do it, in my opinion. To people who are ready and open to it, it would help a lot of families. Mine, for one. I can definitely relate. My mom tells me stories of her childhood that are extremely concerning. She acts like it's totally normal. My mom has that same issue. Yeah, it's like sad and scary. So I think a lot of me opening my eyes was hearing more about my mom's childhood. Like my mom telling me like her mom was never there and her mom was so depressed because I think about it like oral contraceptives or contraception in general wasn't a thing, and so these parents were just having children without even thinking about the fact that like should they be having kids? Are they people who want kids or even should have kids? Which is like not even a thing until nowadays. Parents are thinking of that, and like I'm thinking of that. So my grandma on my mom's side popped out freaking 8 babies, right? So she couldn't afford that. Her husband couldn't afford that, and it was just her husband working. Like she didn't even work, and half the time she would just like up and leave because she was so miserable. Do you want to say hi? Everyone heard you go, hello. Let's see if anyone says anything. So I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I remember. So like that's crazy and makes a lot of sense as to why she is the way she is, right? So like the more I hear these stories, the more it helps me understand why my mom is the way she is, why she does the things she does. And so my mom's like, you can't blame everything on your parents, and it's like, no, you can't blame everything, but like a significant amount of your personality comes from how you're raised, right? Like there are circuits in my brain thanks to you, and it would take years of therapy and maybe drugs, and maybe further technology to fix some of the traumas that we have endured in some families, right? So that's that's another one of the things that's happened in my life. Been very introspective, always am, can never get out of my head. I wish I could. In the dating realm, we've got nothing, y'all. Zero zip zilch. Was doing the back and forth, go on Tinder, go off Tinder, go on Tinder, go off Tinder. I've just left it, and it's become more of like a background thing. I'm not like checking it every day. I'm not going through it, but if I match with someone or whatever, or if I'm bored, sometimes I'll go on it. But because even if I start talking to someone, it's so much effort. Like it's so much out of me because I don't know, I'm scared, but also I'm like such an, like I read into everything, and I read it, or I listened to a podcast talking about like the science of love, and from what they've seen and the research, like every decision fucking matters, but also it doesn't. There was a really cool, what was it they said, but it was like, because some days people are just having bad days, so maybe you should, like, if your date or whatever, it's a bad first date, maybe give them a second or third or fourth date, because a lot of times it's longer than the fourth date that it takes, or something about like the fourth date it takes or whatever. So it's like the first date isn't important or some bullshit, but I was like, fuck that, because I got like stood up on a date not too long ago. I had plans with this guy for a Sunday morning. Saturday he was going out. He went out Saturday. Was kind of very quiet Saturday night. I was like, he was going out. But I was just like, okay, see you tomorrow. And then Sunday morning I got up early. I got ready. I had stuff to do, but I like was getting ready for the date, and I was about to drive an hour and 15 minutes because I'm a fucking idiot. And I like didn't hear from him all morning, and then I think the date was gonna be like noon, and then at like 3 he texts me and he's like, oh hey, gonna need to take a rain check. I just got back or whatever, and blah blah blah. And I was like, actually, fuck you, piece of shit. So that was the latest heartbreak. I mean, it wasn't obviously heartbreak, but it was just like fucking annoying. So then of course then I'm like, oh my god, was I too harsh to tell him to fuck off? Should I have given him a second chance? And then I was like, no, because first dates are important in my mind. After I just told you that the research says it's not, I think it is, and I think your first impression means everything, because as I know and I've talked about in therapy, in the beginning you're giving off a heightened version of yourself. You're hiding your inner psycho that, like me. And so if this is how you are at your heightened version of yourself, bitch, you are not it. Mama, respect my time, or you can kiss the door on your way out. Kiss my ass on your way out. Y'all, I think I'm gonna get off soon. I've only been going for like 45 minutes, but like, what the fuck? Yeah, my sister's home. She really says, "Are you almost done?" Bitch, chill the fuck out. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go now then. She's impatient. Y'all can put in the comments that Megan's impatient. Okay, people say try the beard, so I'm gonna try the beard. I bet it was 10 people who voted. Not to be harsh, who is his time? He can fuck off. Gee, thank you. 69 for beard. Why is it 69 and 30%? No, it's not. It's 70 and 30. What the fuck is that? Did they do that on purpose? Okay, thank you, Refined Rose Makeup. It wasn't harsh. I agree. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. I gotta go. I'm getting yelled at. I feel like I have post-nasal drip. I need some more water. My throat's dry. I will see you guys very soon. I love you very much. Thanks for hanging